Sorry about that, guys. I got 5 screens when I open up. You never know what screen the TXT files are going to open up on. It's not that it mattered. Nothing that was on there was any security thing, but it's like, sometimes you don't need to give everything away. And so I had something pop up on a TXT file. Like, nah, don't need that out there for public consumption. So I had to kill the stream. So do me a favor, one of you guys. I don't know if the mods are back in. Do me a favor and let everybody know that last stream post was kind of jacked up there, and tell them, give them the most current stream, and let them know that we're good again here. So I'll get back to what I was doing here again, and I'll do a new opening here. Hold on just a second. Let me kill my mic here while I get it. What I was so rudely interrupted from last time here. Just a second. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay, I had a little bit of a glitch on that last live stream, so let's just start all over again. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. My name is Red Baron. Welcome to the Crypto Bomb Shelter. And, of course, you guys that are already fans of the show, you know what's going on here, so I don't need to bring you up to speed. But for you guys that are new, welcome. Glad to have you. My name is Red Baron, and I am from the unfairadvantage.chat, which is our free Discord available to everybody that wants to kind of pile and file on in. You can come and join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. Now, what you're looking at here on screen is our AI-powered charts, which are powered by ISIS and Anubis, our two very powerful AI programs that we have embedded in the charts that we use here on the live stream, and these do predictive analysis of what's to come, and they are probably some of the most powerful weapons you'll find in anyone's investing portfolio. And if you'd like to have access to the charts that have these embedded and do what I do and be able to have the success ratio that we're having, you're more than welcome to join them over at fibicharts.com, FIBICharts.com, and you can subscribe. And it's simply a matter of just going to, let me get you on the right screen here. Simply going to the main website at fibicharts.com, going right here to subscribe. And if you'd like to go ahead and subscribe, you can do that. But if you'd like to know what you get, what kind of packages you get, what kind of packages start at, you can do that by clicking on Tell Me More. You can get involved in the AI predictive software programs that are embedded inside of the charts for as low as $24.95. However, if you consider yourself to be a fairly large investor or one that's an active investor, I would probably push you more towards, or encourage you more to consider a gold package, because a lot of guys are coming in and kind of tasting the bronze and the silver, and very, very quickly what we're getting is we're seeing that these folks are stepping up to the larger gold package and to the platinum package, which has an awful lot more. And the advantage to doing that is obviously when you get into gold, you get the chat rooms, which is the VIP stuff. And I do VIP broadcasts now within the gold and within the platinum. So higher level subscriptions obviously get more access to predictions and that sort of thing. So we are starting now a schedule of doing private VIP only broadcasts to the gold and platinum level members, and of course obviously the diamond members too. So obviously the higher levels that you get, the more access you get to more timely information and a wider array of that information. Now again, while I'm at this too, we'd love to have you join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. We're going to do something for you. If you join us, we'd love to have you. Simply come on in. There's no charge for that. The unfairadvantage.chat is our Discord invitation link. Just follow on through to do that. And if you do that, we're going to pick here at the first of this month one lucky winner from amongst the people that are in the Discord to win themselves 5,000 VeChain. We're going to be doing that on July 1st. Now, I do have a little snafu I want to make everybody aware of. We were supposed to have some software embedded in our Discord that picks amongst the members. How we have not done that yet. So I am scrambling right now to get that put in. So if we have a little delay, delays are not denials. We will have the drawing. If there's any kind of delay in that from that stated day, it will be simply because we don't have the randomization software. We want to run everything, fair, above board, and very honest and ethical. We want to make sure we do this live on air so you can see me click the button, see the pick made, so there's no funny business or shenanigans and no one's crying foul. I want everybody to see what I see live on air. So if we're not able to do that, then we will delay for a couple days or whatever until we can get the software installed. So just want to make you guys aware of that. But right now, tentatively, we are looking at being able to do that generally about 7 p.m. Chicagoland time here in America on July 1st. So be aware of that. That's happening. So you still have time to simply just join us over at the unfairadvantage.chat. Get yourself in there, get to meet the group, get to see what's going on. Definitely worth your time just to be in there just for that and that alone. So, all right. So hang on just a second here. Let me get my stuff in a group here, and we will go ahead and start taking a look at what's left of the market. Okay, got a little housekeeping. I've been getting this question awful lot. I see Nazine is asking, when is Vegas? October. This is I think going to happen. It's really, I don't know how big a group we're going to have. I'd really like to see about 500 of you guys, and I think that we can probably pull that off. This group is growing just by leaps and bounds. It's absolutely astronomical to see the group that's just expanding. We're just about ready to hit 2,500 YouTube followers, and that's basically, we've added roughly about 2,000 in 3 weeks. So pretty damn impressive. So in answer to the question, my birthday is on Halloween. So October 30th is my birthday, midnight October 30th. And so I believe probably the last final week, somewhere between the 20th and the 30th, I'm going to have to reach out as the group gets done. We get everybody kind of somewhat committed, and we know hard and fast how many people are going to be coming to Vegas. We'll be booking this stuff, and it's likely we'll probably end up doing that in a very nice hotel. So we'll probably I have a lot of experience with setting up seminars and stuff like that in Vegas. So generally I do it in the old downtown thing, but it's getting to be kind of a dump down there. So we ain't running no cut rate show here. So we're probably going to try and do it somewhere like the Bellagio or something like that, and give you guys a little touch of class here, class that's join up a little bit. So we'll see about that. Bellagio is probably what I'm likely to do, but if not, we'll definitely be on the Strip somewhere. So, and of course, obviously, we'll have details posting soon within the group and stuff like that as that comes together. So we'll be looking at that. I know a lot of you guys are wanting to book tickets, fly in from parts unknown from around the globe, and man, I'd love to have you guys come in and join us. So we'll have to see what travel's going to be like come about that time. See what's left of this country. see if they'll even let us travel by that time. So we'll play it by ear. But by the time we get to the end of this summer here, probably in the next 60 to 90 days, we'll know how it's shaping up. So I would probably be saying that we're going to be looking at this tentatively to be making absolute hardcore announcements probably come about the middle of September. We'll be able to allow people book tickets and reservations and stuff like that, and make travel plans, and then we'll go from there. So just be listening. I'll bring you guys up to speed on live stream and on, of course, on the Discord. So, all right, let's go ahead and get on to the business here. See what's left. If we're going to be having enough money to even be making travel, I might have to go back to riding bicycles if this shit keeps up. So. All right, so right now I woke up this afternoon. I'm keeping the dream alive that we're going to be going down, or keeping the nightmare alive, so to speak. And we've added some new predictive indicators here. Let's go ahead and talk about that at the top of the show. So we've added what's called the DMI, and what this is a moving index. So this is now what we've added. This is now powered by Anubis, and Anubis is now gathering data from all the indicators, and we've just now added the DMI. The DMI is basically a moving index that tells you when money's flowing in and money's flowing out. Very good information to have. Simple, one look at it and you know what's going on. So I've been using this to tremendous effect this week. And I've been showing a few of you guys how it works. Let me give you a little preview here live on streams how this works. So what you're looking for, really, you guys already understand the alligator and the significance of the alligator. This functions very much like the alligator. However, it's a precursor to what's going on with the alligator, because you can already see it's already made its move back here, whereas the alligator has not. So what this is this is a flow of money in and out of any given coin at any given time frame. So what we're really looking for, how do you read this? I always like to pare things down to the absolute bare minimum, so that's exactly what I did with this. I stripped out all the other indicators, left it down to just 2 lines, and then I integrated with the AI system. So effectively what you're looking for is you're looking for green above red. Simple. Can't get any easier than that. So when green is below red, that obviously means things are not looking good. And you can track and follow this right along with let me get a pen here, and I'll just go ahead and chalk talk this here. You can see right here that obviously red was above. We were having absolutely nothing really spontaneous going on about that. Now we had a AI line, we had a pulse marker right here. You guys know what pulse markers are. If you don't know what a pulse marker is, ask some of the people in the group. What this is this is basically a clock cycle that's built into our AI charts. Then we're the only ones anywhere that's got this. And basically I've figured out the mind of the market. I know when it makes its decision and when it jumps forward, when it jumps up, when it jumps down. And so to be able to have these pulse markers, which is these dotted lines, this is when a computer makes its decision to go up, down, sideways. So literally what we've installed is like a cheat code to let you know that, hey, the market's about ready to make a decision. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about as we zoom in on this. And what we do is we combine a lot of these indicators. Let me go ahead and get this stuff out of here real quick. What we do is we combine several of these indicators. So this is a pulse marker, what we call a half pulse. A full pulse is a straight line. A half pulse clock cycle is a dotted line. They both do the same thing. It's just kind of a way to keep yourself kind of straight on what's going on. But basically what you're looking at is this DMI line went along here, and we got to a pulse marker. Pulse markers at, in, on, or around are usually. Sometimes they throw a little jiggle. They don't necessarily always go skyrocketing right on the marker, but you know when you get close to 1, something's about to happen. Case in point, you're looking at right here on screen. So as we went here, candle went green. 1 more pulse over, the DMI crossed, and that's when the candle got lit, and off she went to the races. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna try to mute my mic because my throat is just absolutely trashed. I meant to mute that. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that in your ears. I've got a advancing problem with my throat. It might be possibly precancerous. I've told a few of you guys that I apologize for the sounds that I make, and some of you guys are commenting that I clear my throat a lot. It is a precancerous condition, and it's quite serious. So it's something that's been kind of haunting me for a while. This is the first that I've said it publicly, but I think all you guys should kind of know, because I know a lot of you guys are concerned about my condition, and it's something that I am monitoring and I am kind of watching. But it does affect my voice, and so I apologize profusely that I'm always clearing my throat and my voice gets froggy, but it is a very serious thing. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. But I will try to mute my mic. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that time. I thought I had my mic muted, but it does happen once in a while. So I apologize for that. All right. So anyway, back to this. So as far as this goes, when this crosses like this, effectively this means it's time to kind of go up and on. Now when when this crosses, you're also working this in tandem with the RSI and the MACD. So when you see all three of these kind of go into a positive, that's very, very positive. And so what you're also looking for, this is the first place that you look for right here. And then if this thing starts to cross, then you know all other indicators will follow in the wake behind it. And so what we always tend to look for is we look for this one first. When we get the crossover, you know things are about to go bullish. And of course, obviously, you want to look and see at the pulse marker. If we're coming up on a pulse marker and this thing looks like it's about ready to cross, things are starting to get good. Okay, good by how much? That's when TA comes into the mix. So now the next thing you would be looking at, obviously, is you want to see, are we rolling green? Are we rolling positive on the RSI? So good, good, good. Check, check, check from this point. So we did go up. Now we start using the ISIS lines that are going up, and we start watching the levels going up using good TA. So there was nothing to pull TA off of here, so we just simply had to watch it go. And we had to basically know that the pulse markers were going to be the indicator when it started. We knew that the AI lines were going to be where it was going to stop. And to nobody's surprise, it stopped literally right to the T, right on that marker. Rejected off of it, came back down. Now, so are we done with that? I did pull some TA off of this, and I said, okay, well, if we are to, excuse me just a second, if we are to go up any further, now we've got, from this point, we had a bull flag, and I told everybody I'm not terribly excited about the idea that this is a bull flag because it just looks like just massive manipulation, and I was right because this should have gone up further, and that's why I made this gray, as I wasn't really a buyer. I didn't really think that this was probably going to happen right there. So what happened was we obviously got past that formation, went into a flat line, stuck below the AI line, and to no surprise. So basically what we're doing is we're now starting to wilt on the alligator. Things are starting now. We're starting to close up here on the DMI. Things are starting to roll red. So we're on our way back down, guys. So effectively what this is this was a hopium pump across the market. Now, what really kind of gets me excited about this is I know the fact that this is what it is, because a lot of you guys were like, "Oh my God, this is it! This is it! This is the day we've been waiting for." No, it's not. No, it's not. If you're constantly robbing from people, I always go back to my casino explanations. A casino will not take your money every single roll of the dice, every single pull of the slot machine. They got to keep you enthused. They got to keep you coming back. And just hopium drives Vegas, and it also drives the crypto markets. And so you have to kind of know that they have to kind of give you a win. And what kind of win is this? Nothing. Less than 6.5%. I'll give you 7 just to be generous. 7% is not enough to ever even get out of bed for. Reason being is because here's the funny part about this. And I want to explain the mathematics of this. You guys that are not, how would you win a trade like this? Assuming this is a productive, positive, profitable trade when done correctly. Let me explain how devious these bastards are. Some of you guys that don't understand the math. All right. So if we go back and we look at this, so we're looking at Bitcoin right now, but it's pretty much going to apply universally across the market. If we're looking at this and we're like, okay, so this is a 7% pump. What's so special about a 7% pump? Well, do the math in reverse and you understand exactly what it is they're doing to you. And they're going to win no matter what. No matter what. Because if you're in a position here and you go, oh, we've got a pump. Well, you've already lost a little bit of that. Would you concede that you haven't really considered to jump in right here until you started seeing it move? So let's assume you jump in right here about, I don't know, right about here. Let's go ahead and put a tape. Right about here you decide, I'm going to get in. And let's say you get lucky and you ride this thing all the way up the AI line. So you got 5.5%, quote unquote, profit. All right, so let's take your actual expenses into account on that, irrelevant of how much money you're spending. You guys do realize that it does cost money to take a position. You guys do realize that it does cost money to exit that position. And then you guys do realize you pay taxes on that no matter what you do. So did you really win? No, you did not win. Because they just basically suckered you into making a move. You gave them a buy fee. Let's just call it 3.5%. You rode this thing up to whatever. And let's be honest, when it started to turn down, you probably panicked and sold. So you lost along the top, you lost a little on the bottom. So you gave away 3.5% on the buy, 3.5% on the sell. So 3.5 plus 3.5 equals what? 7% right there. Where's your profit? Where's your profit? I implore you to tell me, where is your profit? Unless you margin traded, you didn't make squat. You might have gotten lucky and got out at a big zero, at break even. This is how devious these guys are. They create these situations, pump it up just enough that you're going to give them money, not take anything off the table, and they're going to get you once on the downstroke and once on the pullback. Now they're going to drop this thing again. So all you guys that are holding, that have bought in, you're going to sell at a loss. You're going to get that crypto up. So ain't that a bitch? You guys ever really thought about that? This is why I tell you guys, I do not get out of bed for anything less than a 15%. 15 really doesn't excite me. 20, 25, starting to get my pulse up a little bit. But 15% is the bare minimum. I drive this at you guys. I will not touch a trade that doesn't at least promise a 15%. Because of that very much. And by the time I'm all said and done, tax, title, and license, and shaking the dealer's hand on the way out the door, I'm possibly putting 6% net in my pocket. And to be real honest, I mean, 6% of a marginal trade isn't all that impressive to be. You know, what are we going to do with that? Go buy a candy bar and a couple of bottles of pop? You know, I mean, you know, steak dinner maybe. So unless you're dealing with massive amounts of money, and by this I mean 5 figures and up, 6 figures and up, a 6% trade is not all that life changing. It really doesn't even really get your pulse up. Shouldn't get your pulse up for the right reasons. All right, so let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's talk a little bit. So what do I see? Looking at this, let's go ahead and I'm going to say, some of you guys have asked me how to get, sometimes this is a little bit much. You just double tap it on like that. You just get over here, you left click, you double tap. She goes away, double tap, she comes back. So many of you guys don't. Somebody asked how to get rid of all that stuff because sometimes it does get to be a bit much. TMI, too much information. Just double tap left and it'll disappear on you. All right. So looking at this here, where do I see it going? I really, honestly, I'm not. Let's scale away. I'll tell you what. Let's go to a different indicator. I'll get you on a different indicator, which would be the. Hang on, I'm doing something off screen here real quick. So this is our Platinum Pro level that we do. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on the 6 hour here real quick and show you the 6 hour. So let's take a look, getting all the way back. Now, this was a prediction that was put in, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I showed you, listen, there's nothing to get excited about here. Where's that pump? Where's that big pump? Well, it's there. It just doesn't look like much. When you take things in perspective, when you're zoomed clear in here to the Nat's ass tolerance, as they like to say in the automotive world, when you're zoomed in like this looks like King Kong, and it ain't nothing but a flea. It ain't nothing. This is nothing. So we're well inside operator range. In fact, we're to the upper part. We're still banging around inside of the top part of a channel. So we haven't even broke out of the half channel yet. So double tap anywhere on the screen. Just if you do like that, just get somewhere where there's not just out here in the black space and just double tap your left. That should work for you. Works for me. I don't know if it works if you're looking at my charts on yours, but that's the way TradingView works. Here's the thing I always tell you guys, don't save the charts. Do not save the charts. If you guys save the charts, what you're doing is you're completely screwing up ISIS, because she's gonna start pulling data off your charts and you don't know what you're doing. So she's going to start looking at you like you know what you're doing, and me like I know what I'm doing, and she's going to start kind of taking both of our stuff, and you're going to kind of jack the program up for everybody. So do not save the charts. It's very, very important that you don't do that, because what happens is it's kind of, AI is a funny little thing. I mean, it'll grab all the data you shovel at it. And so if I'm shoveling data at it and you're shoveling data and 50, 60 other people are saving charts, it's going to start pulling all that stuff. And my server's going to start filling up with a bunch of erroneous data. And then I'm going to spend time digging all that out and not running charts. So for the love of God, don't save charts, because you're doing the group a huge disservice by doing that. So I wish there were a way I could block that and prevent that, but there's not. So we have kind of a gentleman's and ladies and gentlemen's agreement. Don't save charts. It's not to anyone's advantage. Not only that, but you're also not getting my most recent calls. If you're saving charts, all you're getting is just a chart today. You're not getting any of the stuff. If I make the changes 5 or 6 or 7 times a day, which I am oftentimes doing, you're not getting any of that stuff by saving charts. So always access the charts through VeCharts through their portal, because if you're not getting the most accurate information. So just got to put that out there every once in a while, because some people are new. They don't know that they're creating a boo-boo when they do that. All right, so as far as where we're going here, we're still watching for the bottom. Now it's time to start talking about calendar events. So we've got today, which is Monday morning in China right now. We've got tomorrow, the next day, the next day. Now, I'm interested by what I'm seeing right now, in the fact that it's not quite playing out. We haven't had the big one yet. The big one. By that, I mean the crash. Now, I really do, with all my heart and soul, believe that we have not seen the worst of this yet. This is still in what we call a Wyckoff formation, and this is nothing more than just to get people suckered in. There's nothing in these charts that leads me to believe that, and I'm looking at 6-hour Bitcoin right now, and I might as well be looking at anything because they're all pretty much showing the same exact. There is nothing in this chart to lead me to believe that this thing is bullish. There's just not. And so I like to kind of give you guys little signposts on the road to hell to show you that I was right, as I've done many, many times. So here's what you're looking for. If you guys have access to the 6-hour Bitcoin, here's what I'm going to tell you to look for. You're really looking inside of this general area here. And what you're honestly looking for is we want to break that half channel. So when we do what we do, and we break convincingly into the lower part of this channel, well, obviously we already got a call right there. But when we break convincingly out of this little channel here, which is a span of about, it's a window of 24% plus minus, that's good. I mean, it's not bad at all, especially by Bitcoin standards. But as we drop out of that channel and start to scrape along, what I suspect we'll probably do is we'll probably drop down to the half channel, scrape along it like we did right here, and then eventually capitulate and drop. So where that's going to happen is probably right at about 28.775, right in that range. Now, as we hit that, we're going to drop. Make no mistake about it. Now, I was conservatively calling $25,000, but ISIS has put out $24,000, and I don't question. When ISIS talks, I don't question it because it's right so often. I always try to be very conservative. I've been saying for month after month, 25, 25, 25, but when I saw this 24, I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough. When you look at the statistical success ratio of the ISIS grid, it can run upwards of 93% accurate at times. So who am I to question that? So 24,000 is basically the next level down call that I'm expecting. Now, pump or otherwise, from where we're at now, down 30%, guys. We can make a move like that without thinking. Now, Bitcoin, it's a bit of an aggressive drop, but I call your attention to right here, Exhibit A. That is a 33% drop. Can be done. Showing it to you right now. So we've got recent history of a drop, wick or otherwise, recent possibility or recent examples that a 30% in Bitcoin can happen. If you can't go back in history of these coins and you start going, wow, you got this massive drop, show me proof that it can happen. Well, this is a tall order. This is a tall drink of water right here to be pouring this early in the game. So this is why this is yellow. But this would be the drop that I'm telling you I fervently believe is possible to come. Now, I know that the numbers have gone up since, but from there to there, that's still in the neighborhood of a 72. It's 72% right now. There are, outside of this channel, outside of other people that are now starting to come to my side of the table and starting to agree with me, they're saying, oh yeah, 70, 80% drop. Okay, well, 80% if that's what you want to say. I'm not hung up on the numbers as much as I am the motion. So I'm watching for the indicators to come. So as we kind of get down to the lower levels of this, I'm going to be a lot more of a believer. Once we pierce and drop out of this channel here, it's on, baby. It's on. There's no doubt about it. Because then it's a simple matter of we're just dropping to the next channel and next channel. Because if you were to just kind of copy this channel and make an imaginary channel, so you got this channel here, and you say the next channel's right there, and then the next channel's below that, we just got to go down 3 channels to get this. You start chopping it up and chewing it up, it's pretty easy to believe. We can just go channel to channel to channel, and ba-boom, we're right there. Pretty as you please. But I don't... so words from my father, that's Domain from he's one of our mods on Discord. Capitulation is how this is going to happen. We're probably going to have 2 super hardcore drops. This is not going to be a meandering. We're past the meandering standpoint. I was really kind of hoping or expecting or watching for a steady step down, if you will, and then maybe a hard drop at the end. So we haven't got that yet. So as we get closer, and I'm not saying that absolutely the end of this month is if it doesn't happen by the end of this month, plus minus, I'll give you the first week of next month, but plus minus, I was really expecting the lion's share of this ugliness to kind of take place by the end of this month. Still saying it's possible, but seems a little calculated at this point in time. I figured it'd come early on last week or whatever. So I mean, they're not scheduling the midnight on the last day of the month to drop this shit on us. They're just not. It never has worked that way. It never will. However, I will tell you that as we get into this, I expect probably the end of this month. We still got about 3.5 days left. Check out the first week. This is going to have a very defined turning point upward. I would expect about the middle of next month upward. So really, that's the window for is you ain't gonna happen. It's soon as I see it. And so again, to kind of get back to the narrative, first thing we're watching for a drop to 24,000. If you see that happen, then it's on. Because if it gets to 24,000, then it's just a hop, skip, and a jump right on down. And so we'll be watching it and tracking it, and of course, obviously, we'll be posting stuff on the Discord, and we'll be posting stuff on. I'll be noting the charts, and I'll be doing live streams and VIP streams and stuff like that. So you guys, obviously, that are new to the live stream, welcome. Boy, we got as many as 100 watchers here coming in and going through the group. Glad to have you guys. If you guys are new to the live stream, you want to know what's going on, who I am, what I'm talking about, just join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. We'd love to have you join what we do. No charge to be in there, and on the first of this month, we're going to be giving away 5,000 VeChain to somebody, and all you got to do is just be a member of the unfairadvantage.chat. We're going to pick one lucky winner at the first of this coming month at 7 p.m. Chicagoland time and give away 5,000 VeChain, courtesy of an anonymous donor to our group, which we can't thank them enough for all their loving support that they've been giving us throughout this little strange project that I've put together. So if you guys would like to take a chance to subscribe and be a part of the AI predictive charts that I'm working with right now and like to kind of get what we call the unfair advantage, you can do that at VeCharts.com. Simply just go to VeCharts.com, which is right here, and just go to subscribe. That's the website. Just go right here to subscribe. Go to Tell Me More. Go to Subscribe Now, and you can subscribe to any of the chart level packages and stuff like that. We'd love to have you be a part of what we're doing, and because we're growing, guys. I cannot believe the growth that we're seeing in the YouTube channels, and of course, obviously, the guys over at VeCharts.com and the Unfair Advantage. We're just happy to have you be a part of our ecosystem. It's amazing. Love to see the growth. Love to see the success stories. So we have a recent guy who joined us who started with $500. $500. I believe he's in the live stream. I don't know what you go by, man. I don't know what you go by on YouTube for your YouTube thing. But if you want to pop in and tell the group what you've made with $500, $700, I think is what he started with. Came to the group, subscribed to the charts, joined the Unfair Advantage, and turned it into a pretty impressive. He hasn't been with us for very long. Turned it into a pretty impressive bag. But if you're in here, brother, tell everybody what you've made so far, if you don't mind sharing with the group. So, and that's just by simply watching the predictions that I'm making using ISIS and using the information that we put out on the Discord. All right, so I'll go ahead while he's doing that, and I will skip on to the next one here real quick. All right, so let's talk a little Ethereum. Ethereum. The lower, yep, C-Trem 4, yep. Is he on here tonight? He usually is on live stream. Is he on? What did he say? I didn't really look at his percent returns that he was getting. I think it was, he's up in like, I think he said 24,000. He turned $700 into 24,000, something like that. All right. So anyway, to get back on point here while they chat that up. There you go. So just extending out the thing. I mean, there's nothing going on here, guys. This is the same little pump that we've seen. We're well within inside a very established channel. There's no reason to get bullish just yet. So what we got to do is we got to roll over and revisit these lower lows. And before you know it, we're going to be doing one of these numbers right here. Walking on down, and boom, right there. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. I have no doubt at all. And then from there, going lower. Yeah, 500,000 to, yeah, 500, or I'm sorry, $500. He came to the group with 700. He corrected me on it. He started with 500. He did his first trade, then he found us, and he went from $700 to $40,000. Yeah, and I mean, past performance does not equal, blah blah blah. I'm not the one saying that. He's the one saying that. I'm not making any claims. I'm just simply reporting what he had said in the group, and I've been watching him. He's not bullshitting. I've watched his trades. He tends to keep the same vampire hours that I do. So when I'm up, 3 o'clock in the morning posting on Discord and stuff like that, he's on there trading. So I know what he's doing because he's reporting in as he's doing it. So he's not kidding. I've watched his ascension. So it is. I can put that air of endorsement on it, or that ring of endorsement on it. So he's the real deal. That claim is the real deal. Him, Crypto Rich, several of you guys are just absolutely killing it. I'm thrilled for you. I really am. I get nothing from it, but other than just the satisfaction of helping my fellow man. I love to be able to see you guys do this because, I think the greatest payoff for me is going to be, when we do meet up in Vegas and stuff like that. I mean, I'm going to be mobbed by you guys, giving me hugs and taking photos, and yeah, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love every single minute of it. Best birthday present I could ever probably give myself. So happy to do that, and I'm absolutely looking forward to meeting every single one of you face to face and hearing your success stories. So Uphold, let's talk about Uphold a little bit. I saw that pop up, Henry. So you guys using Uphold? I don't deal with it. I know my son does. He deals with it. It's a somewhat limited trade platform insofar that what I hear, but I don't have anything to do with it. But I understand that it's extremely limited. But you smaller guys, you might consider getting in on it because you can now do like set trades, meaning like. For example, if you wanted to buy, I don't know, some of them you can't take off of that exchange. You got to be careful. But let's talk about XRP for just a second. Let's go ahead and open up that chart. So now that we've established what's going on with this, let's go ahead and jump onto the bell of the ball here. Talk about XRP. All right, so XRP, same thing. I wake up, I always check XRP first thing when I get up. Again, it's going to be that same channel. Basically, now XRP you can buy on that platform, and again, this is kind of what's causing this. Is an inverted head and shoulders, so we're pretty much tapped out on this whole thing here. Let me shut that off real quick, so you can kind of see that it's already wilting, already starting to come down. So we've hit the top of that imaginary channel, if you want to see. But anyway, back to that platform. You can put on a small amount of money every single day. I've heard a few people tell me that you can do auto trades and stuff like that. I don't know anything about it. Like I said, I'm not on it. I don't actively participate. I don't have an account. But as I understand, you can do trades. But I would be very cautious about putting your eggs in that basket. Now, they like to advertise that they have such a thing as free trades. Well, there's no free lunch in anything, especially not in crypto. What you have to understand is they're telling you, well, there's no trade fees. Well, yeah, but there is a thing called spread. They're buying it cheaper than you. That's how they make the money. So they're buying it at a penny and selling it to you for a penny and a half. That's how they make their money. So the price you're paying is not the price they're paying. So whether they want to call it a fee or not, it's a fee or a tax, or whatever you want to call it. If you're not paying what they're paying, then yeah, you are paying a fee. So wrap it up, put a bow on it, look at it however you want, stick it into the tree, whatever, but the gift is still the same. You're still paying for the privilege of buying through that service. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just simply saying just be aware of understand your money. Don't just blindly hand it over because someone gave you a tagline that they don't charge broker fees, because they very much do. Same as Robinhood. Now, this is different than Robinhood in the fact that Robinhood, and I'm going to speak having no ties to Robinhood and no understanding. My understanding is Robinhood does not let you take anything off of that. Now, that might have changed recently, but the last that I paid any attention to Robinhood, you could never take a crypto off of, so what you're trading is paper, really. Now, with Uphold, kind of the same thing. Depends upon what you're talking about. As I'm given to understand, XLM cannot be removed from Uphold. Other tokens can be. Some can, some cannot. Know the rules. If you think you're going to go to Uphold and buy something and export it, you better make sure, damn sure, check with the group, come to the unfairadvantage.chat, ask someone who knows, and hopefully get some good information, and they'll tell you whether or not you can. Now, I don't know if you can take what ones you can, what ones you can't, but just be aware of that. I mean, if you're buying and all of a sudden they're going, well, thanks for the money, we're just going to hold on to this for you, then really all you're allowed to do is flip trade, wait for a pump, and then turn it back into cash, and then somehow move that back to your bank account. Good luck with that. So Uphold is kind of a dicey proposition. I wouldn't recommend it. Like I said, my son does trade on it, but he knows what he's doing. So he's a PRO professional. Now, anyway, as far as that goes, that's about all I want to say on that. But I saw that mentioned. Webull, the same. Those things are what that is that's fast food for the crypto ignorant. Okay, I don't mean to smack talk you guys, but Webull and Robinhood is McDonald's. Is McDonald's of the crypto. You don't go asking for a steak at McDonald's. Maybe you do, I don't know, but you're not going to get it. So just be aware that if you're going to be a big boy, you're going to be a big girl trader, get on an exchange with some credibility, and there's so few that are out there. There's only so many places you can on-ramp your crypto or on-ramp your fiat. Coinbase being one of them, if you're in America, and damn precious little other. There's Uphold, Coinbase, 3-4 others possible, but it's still the Wild West, guys. We're still not able to get in and out of turn our fiat to crypto very, very easily. So I won't get off won't get off on a rant about that, but do the research and know that if you see these moves that are about to happen, I want to make sure that you guys have got to get your stuff staged, prepped, on deck, ready to go. You guys say, I got my powder dry. Well, let's talk about your dry powder. Where is your powder? Is it in your basement? Is your bank account? Where is it? If you don't have it on the exchanges, then you don't really have dry powder. And I know you don't like to hear that, but that's the truth. If you don't have your money on the exchanges, which is a scary proposition, I grant you that. If you don't have your money on the exchanges, then you really don't have dry powder. You have I don't know, I don't want to give you an analogy, but you know what I'm saying. You have to have it there, because when these markets move, and they're going to move fast, you can't be farting around trying to get your money onloaded, because we all know, us old schoolers, we know these exchanges go down, and all the best will and intention to get your money from where it is onto the account. Delays, and meanwhile, boom, we hit the bottom, and boom, we took off, and there you are standing there, with what in your hand, you guys. I don't know what you guys drill with. You girls do, but there's an old saying amongst guys, standing there with a certain thing in your hand, and we don't want to see any of you guys do that. So what I have told many of you guys, and I don't hand out financial advice, but it just is common sense. You guys that are new to the game, you must understand if you're using an exchange such as Coinbase, you have to season your money. You have to get your money onto the exchange. You have to let it season, because they will not let you take your money or your crypto off of the exchange for 6 days. So you got to put that money on Coinbase. I'm speaking Coinbase specifically, for 6 days. Now you can trade for the stuff that's on there. Like, say, for example, so what I talk to, a lot of guys that talk to me independently, and I'll say this and we'll get back to the charts. What a lot of you guys are saying is, I'm saying, get your money. I'm not trying to tell you to buy anything right now, because this is a stupid time to be buying. Clearly, it's a stupid time to be buying. We haven't hit anything. There's nothing bottom about what you're looking at on any of these charts I'm going to show you tonight. There's nothing pumpy. We're not at the bottom. We just aren't. Get your money onto the exchanges. Get it seasoned. Seasoned meaning put that 6 days of age on there. Now, we could hit bottom in the next 6 days. Fine. At least you got a little bit of a head start on it. Because here's what most of you guys want to do. You guys want to buy something that's not on Coinbase. You need to be able to have something on Coinbase to go to something like SimpleSwap. So, for example, if you want to trade for, let's just go ahead and use Reef as an example. Reef did a outrageous pump today, which all of it did, by the way. Some of you guys were like, do you know anything about that, Baron? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I know exactly who pumped it, because they were members of our group. I've been calling Reef for a long time, but what kicked this off is there's 2 Diamond members in our Discord that went deep, eyebrows deep into Reef. Eyebrows deep, and you guys probably saw the numbers on that. I won't sidetrack my conversation here. But anyway, if you want to get in on something like Reef, when Reef hits the absolute bottom, now guys, those guys bought in earlier. They did not do it with my blessing. They just itchy trigger fingers and too much time on their hands and too much cash as well. So God bless them. They got 100 million Reef got purchased. That was from our Discord group. How's that? That's power, baby. There's a lot of money in our group. It's not to be boastful or bragful, but I mean we've got a very, very large collection of heavy hitters in our group. So again, you guys that are new to the live stream that like, well, your group doesn't have that many people in it. Oh, by number, but not by cash. There's an awful lot of very, very seasoned people and some not so seasoned people that are members of our group with the unfairadvantage.chat. So if you really are looking for a group to be a part of, that you don't want all the skateboard kids and the FOMO people and all the just the malaise of idiocy. We run a pretty tight ship. We've got a very good group of people that take it very seriously. Seriously, dude, join us. Check it out. I'm sure you'll be quite impressed by what you see. But anyway, two of these guys, they just couldn't contain themselves. I was sleeping. And I got a message from one of them, said, yeah, we're going to get into Reef. I'm like, I would have told them, I don't think you probably should have done that, but they got in. So be it. They did get a good price, far below what I got in on when I was in on it a while back. So, I mean, they're definitely not going to get hurt, because when this thing does turn around and go to $3.36, they're going to be sitting on top of multiple millions of dollars. So good on them. You're in, whatever. You can go on, live your life, and enjoy your summer. What's done is done. Now, back to the seizing your money. So if you put your money on Coinbase, you got to have it sitting on there for 6 days. And, the market goes down. Let's assume the market goes down in 7 days. Now what you do at that point in time is, and again, not financial advice, what you would do is you would buy something like XLM. Why XLM? Or I'm sorry, we're talking ETH here. You would buy Ethereum. You buy your Ethereum then, and then at that point in time, you can go ahead, run it to a decentralized exchange. You can go ahead and buy your ETH and then move it wherever you want to move it, to your Ledger, to your MetaMask, whatever. But if you're wanting, you see Reef hit the all-time bottom, and you all of a sudden decide then that you want to put your money on Coinbase, you're screwed, because you're not going to get it. And by that time, I guarantee you, 7 days from after we hit bottom, Reef is not going to be at the price you're hoping to buy it. So this is the essential information that you guys come here for. Get your money seasoned. I'm telling you, you're listening to, and again, I'm not going to call it advice. You're listening to wisdom. Wisdom. There's nothing wrong with free wisdom. That's what I hand out here. Do with it whatever you want. Get your money seasoned. Be ready. So that's what dry powder really looks like. And if your version of dry powder does not fit that narrative, then you, sir and ma'am, do not have dry powder. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to the charts here. Let's take a look at a few things. So now XRP, where's XRP going? Again, we're just, all of it's going down. I'm still holding tight to the narrative that we are still watching for 22 to 25. Watching for two things. I'm watching the market, the crash, the big pullback, the be all say all of hell in a nutshell kind of thing is 22 to 25 cents XRP. Cooperated with whatever price we see on on whatever price we see Bitcoin. If we see Bitcoin at 24,000, whatever we see XRP at that point in time, if we're really close enough, say we're in 24, 25, 26 cents, I'm going to call that the bottom, or I'm going to call that possibly watch it for the next leg down that goes even lower. But I firmly have it picked out that 22 to 25 cents is where if I were in the market to buy more, that's exactly where I would just go all in. Wouldn't even worry about 19 cents. Wouldn't worry about 18 cents. Don't care. Can't time the bottom. Can't get the bottom. I mean, I can show you where it'll possibly wick down to, but I would rather get on the bus than miss the bus entirely. So what if I got to sit at the back? It doesn't matter. It's better to be on the bus than not on the bus at all. You know what I'm saying? So at those prices, when this thing turns and goes to what we talked about on the tech chat, in the not too distant future, if you guys go back and listen to the tech chat where we discuss future prices of XRP, we're talking potentially $50,000 per coin. Do you really care if you bought XRP at 18 cents or 25 cents? If this thing is now worth $50,000, yes, you could have 50,000 more. I get that, but I mean, is it really going to put a dent in your rock star lifestyle that you're now going to have? Is it really going to hurt you all that bad? If you buy yourself a bag at 25 cents, if you buy yourself a bag at 30 cents, if you buy it at 19 cents, is it really, then it's just extra zeros. I mean, truth be told, it's not going to affect your lifestyle all that much, because you'll be able to take that crypto, you'll be able to invest it and spool it and spiral it upward, because $50,000 XRP is not where the journey ends for you folks. If you're a member of our group, I've got some other things coming behind this that I'll show you that you can take that and parlay it into. So the journey, that's just the first big step. It's not the end of the journey. So, okay. All right, so as far as XRP goes, let's go ahead and take a look at XLM, see what that dog's doing. Same thing, pretty much. You know, obviously. Now, I made a note on this, wanted to bring it up on live stream. So, how do you spot a bot? Well, looks like that. I'll zoom right in on it. I always like to. I'm a chronic bot spotter. I like to kind of like to call out bullshit when I see it. So a bot very easily can be spotted. I mean, look at the. It's right there. You know, look at the organic, semi-organic nature of this. Now look at this. I mean, the nice, clean, tight resistance line there. You know, the choppiness, the digitalization of that right there, and then they let go of the clutch. And it got human right here, and then they picked it up again. They let it go again. You can spot bots when you see it. I mean, people, oh, that's probably a bot. Well, I'll bet you can, 9 times out of 10, I bet you can probably spot a bot pretty easy once you know what to look for. And when you see a bot, what's really happening? Let me zoom right in on this and kind of show you how, you guys that are new, how the grid works. So this grid, as I alluded to, these dotted lines right here, these are time cycles, what we call pulse markers. This is when we come along and we're making a move or whatever, we hit this. Sometimes we go up, sometimes we go down, sometimes we go sideways, but 70% of the time we're going up or down. But let me show you something right there that happened that should tell you that this is a legit system. Let me zoom right in on that and show you. So you'll notice right when we hit that time cycle, the candle color flipped. And from that, when you get to looking and seeing it, down she went convincingly, right down to the next one. Convincingly, right down to the next one. What happened? She started to go up. And she went sideways. She went to the next one, flipped green, and down she went. Have you guys ever seen, you new guys, ever seen anything like this before? Has anyone ever shown you anything like this before? My God, this is literally the keys to the castle. If you have this system, if you have this chart, if you have a subscription to VeCharts, you literally know what the mind of the machine is. Right there, right there. Right there. Look how it changes direction every time it hits those time cycles. Right there. And is there any doubt what's going to happen when it hits this? So what I'm telling you, it's going to walk aside and down she goes. Simple as that. That's why we call it the unfair advantage. So XLM, and then this is basically, let's go ahead and let's zoom in here just a little bit. Now we are outside of this channel. Again, not getting terribly worried about it because you can see the alligator is wilting. Here's what we're looking first. We always want to start looking. Are we starting to come together here? No. So let me get all my junk out here. So what we're watching for is, I would expect this green will just go along, go along, go along. As we get close to a pulse marker, our red will probably go into a second session. And see, we're already, one of our indicators is already on the bottom. So we're already looking good here. We're sort of looking good there. We'll pick up a nice, juicy, fat red roll down here coming into this. This will start to turn down. So when this starts turning down, you know this thing's about to come down. So I do not make these calls. I do not make these recommendations. Listen to me and see if I'm right. If a person wanted to short this, right there is where you would do it. Just, you know, don't do it. Just watch and see if I'm right. Watch and see if I'm right. What I would expect to have happen is I would expect possibly if you were to short this and short it, before I go shooting my mouth off here, I want to make sure I'm okay. So we've had an opening move right here. There is your closing move. So you guys don't understand what I'm talking about by opening closing move. There it is. There it is. Okay, so we're not looking for a closing move. We're not expecting the same velocity to go down on this. So it's pretty much dealer's choice to see how far of a drop. But I'm telling you, the broader narrative is down. So if a person wanted to short this or just paper trade it, let's just say that. No one loses money paper trading unless you're buying the paper. I would highly expect to drop back down into this channel. I would put about 90% odds on it, to be very honest. Because the rest of the market's coming down, so this, of course, has to too. Yeah, Henry, we're going to be seeing, you know, that's being very simplistic about it, but you are right. XRP and XLM, we've talked about it at great length, or I've talked about it at great length. XLM has, the blockchain is going to be, and I won't get into a side story here just yet. I want to get on to the business of the evening. But XLM is likely to become the blockchain that hosts patents for the U.S. government. And I've told a few stories about, you know, the usage of that, but IBM is deeply, deeply involved in XLM. And IBM don't lose money. IBM knows they got handshake agreements with the government and stuff like that. So you already got Big Blue. That's the nickname for XLM. You got for IBM. You got Big Blue that's got eyes on this thing, and they've got government contracts already, lots of them. And so you hear all these crosstalks about how the government's looking to put all of the patents on blockchain and stuff like that, and then you hear a different discussion about how IBM is doing some stuff with patents, and you start connecting the dots, and you're like, oh, I wonder what blockchain they're going to use. Take a guess. Take a guess. It's not that hard to figure out. If you just do some passive reading and understand the players that are in the game, it's not hard. It's not hard. So IBM is keeping a social distance from this for a good reason. They're doing all this. They're working on this. Don't kid yourself. Years and years ago, they announced their partnership or their usage of this, and then they just kind of went away. Well, they didn't come out on the news saying, get that stuff out. Oh, we hate that stuff. Much like Disney did with Dragon Chain. Now, that's when you know that they definitely part of company. But IBM has never come out and smack-talked XLM. The reason being is because they love it. They're using it. They're implementing it, and they will buy more. Where can you get XRP? XRP right now, you can get it on Uphold. If you want to buy it $500 at a time or $400, however much they'll let you buy, I don't know, $1,000 at a time, I don't know how much they'll let you buy if you're a small player. If you want to go other than that, again, you can go do what I just suggested or what I just told you about, seizing your money for a while, because we got a while before you should be buying in on XRP. Seizing your money, get a trade coin like XLM, and then take XLM and do a swap over. I'm telling you what, not advice, I'm telling you what a lot of guys do. Seize an XLM, and then you can't use the sub thing here, Flemish. You got to do that on. You have to go do that. Only works on the Discord. You can share the link to that though, Flemish. You can go to the sub page and cut and paste that. That should work here in the Discord or in the YouTube. But anyway, you can buy XLM, season it 6 days. Then you can use XLM. Go over to simpleswap.io or any swap, something like that, and then you can swap over for XRP and then move XRP to your wallet. So you can also do it kind of when they have it. You can do it in Exodus and Atomic Wallet as well too. So you can keep XLM in your Ledger Nano wallet. Let me give you the math on this, and I'm going to get back on point here. So right now, currently, so where XLM is right now sitting at a grand total of, hang on just a second. Let me open up both here so I can speak intelligently. Or try to anyway. All right, so right now, currently, you're looking at a price of 64 cents to 25 cents. So someone figure out that percentage. I'm just going to say 30 cents on the dollar, okay, roughly. This is at 33% the value of this. So I'm just kind of hypothetically saying 75 cents to 25 cents, give or take. Good enough for explanation, close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. So right now, currently, whatever price, in theory, XRP goes to, let's say XRP goes to $50,000. Well, just take $50,000. In fact, I'll do it for you so you guys don't have to. So 50,000 times 0.30. That would put XLM at $15,000 in theory. And I use that word heavily, theory, because these things do change. There was a time when XLM was selling for more than XRP. We're all kind of going, well, that's weird. Yeah. So you're looking at a pretty good chunk of change, Did I do my math right? I just took that times 30%. Yeah. So, but anyway, nonetheless, you're looking at a pretty good amount of money though for something that's roughly 25 cents and getting cheaper. Now, you guys that are subscribed to the charts, you already know where I've kind of got the general targets. I need to move these things over, but. Let me do that right now. I'm on live stream. So I've got a couple of potential oh shit drop targets. We'll talk about here in just a second. I'm going to need to get this thing to a more current update. Okay, so these are, I just need to stretch these over. All right, so if this thing is to drop to XRP levels and Bitcoin potential levels, I would have zero problem telling you that 19 and a half cents is going to be where XLM is probably going to hit conservatively. Well, hell, we're already at 25. Do you really think 19 and a half is much of a stretch? I mean, from where we're at right here to take it down to 19 and a half cents puts you right there. That's only a 25% drop, guys. You know that's easy to do. We've talked about that enough times. So just to get to this target, this is slam dunk. Slam dunk. Can do this in a day. We can go from here to here in a day. A couple hours can put you on that. Would I buy at this point in time? No, I probably wouldn't. Not, the lower we go, the less I would even want to even talk about this. Now, to go to the next level down, I put it 16 cents. 16 and a half cents. But I'm leaving the possibility open for 11 and a half cents. So now, if I'm telling you that potentially 16 to 11 and a half cents, somewhere right there, which is not, I'm never going to say sure thing, high degree of likelihood to be in that range. If we get in that range and you have an 11-cent coin that turns around, spins, flips, and goes all the way up to happy, happy, joy, joy. That is probably going to be one of the finest investments anyone's ever made in the history of crypto. Now, again, Bitcoin, or I'm sorry, not Bitcoin, but XLM, easier, safer, cheaper to get into than XRP because you can still buy it on Coinbase. I'm not shilling for it. You know, you do what you want to do. I don't make financial advice for you guys. But what I will tell you is if you're bothered and you're vexed by trying to get into XRP, here's a good alternative because they do move together. And I do have predicted. I know I'm very not straightforward. That's not what I want to say. I'm not picking my words very, very well here right now. I'm vague. Okay, let's just. I'm very vague about what I mean by this. But when I say that XLM will outperform XRP, what I'm talking about is in the short term. I'm being very cryptic. There you go. That's the word I was trying to find. I was trying to find a $10 word there in a $5 sentence. But I'm being very cryptic about what I mean by that. But what I'm saying is I'll give you a reason for the first time why I'm talking about this, is XLM should, by common sense, I always pull out the common sense tools, should outperform XRP in the short term. Why? Because it's easier to buy. It's easier to buy. We don't know what's coming down the pike for regulation and stuff like that, but XLM ain't having none of that. None of that has anything to do with the XLM narrative. So by that standard alone, why wouldn't it do better? And I'm talking in percent gains. I'm not trying to suggest that XLM is going to end up selling for dollar price more. I'm talking about percent gains because we like to put dollars in our pocket. That's how we keep score. But how we call ourselves wealthy is by percent gains. So if you're holding XRP and it goes up, and I'm speaking again this year, not overall. XRP is going to whoop ass on everything. But for right now, in the short term, here in the now, playing the deck of cards that were dealt, right now, XLM has the greater advantage in the fact that everybody can buy XLM. There's no place on the planet that anyone who wants that XLM can't get it. XRP, different story. So you've got a bit of a roadblock right there, preventing just liquidity, whatever. Now I have no doubt that the SEC lawsuit it's a show, guys. It's a show. Don't worry about it. Listen to it, watch it, whatever. Be annoyed that it's holding up the game. All it is a story. It's a clown show. It's a clown show. That's all it is. It doesn't matter in the least little bit to the broader narrative of what's really going on in the adult world, in the financial world. None of this has anything to do. Bankers, since when has a banker ever been bothered by the law? I mean, look at some of the stuff that some of these bankers do with manipulating prices of silver and stuff like that. I know I'm on kind of a slightly different tangent, but do you seriously think the SEC and the law bothers a company like Chase Bank or, people on that level? It doesn't. They just pay the fee and just move on. They walk in worlds you guys don't even begin to understand. So when they hear that the SEC is all over Ripple about, oh, isn't that quaint? Isn't that adorable? They don't give a rip. They're going to use the news to their advantage. They're going to dogpile on and say, oh, this is terrible. It's terrible. But they're capitalizing on it. They're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 moves ahead of you guys. So before you guys ever even knew what an XLM was, or before an XRP was, every banker on the planet already knew. I'm here to tell you that because I know. I know. I hear it from my best friends who are high-level bankers. They knew what Ripple was years before they ever did their first press release. Did you know that? So, yeah. So don't think that these guys are the least little bit shaken or stirred or anything else about what's going on. You guys, this is for you, not for them. The SEC is protecting you, so damn it, thank them for their service. So when do we get done with this? I have my feelings that, well, here's what I want to say, because a lot of guys are asking me, when's this gonna, when are we gonna go to the moon? Well, the moon is not one straight shot for XRP or for XLM or for any of these things really. But if I'm speaking specifically about XRP, when are we gonna go to the moon? We're gonna go in stages. We have to refuel between the stages. So if we go back to XRP and we look at this, I was telling you guys 6 months, almost 3/4 of a year ago, I was telling you guys when everything was breaking down and falling apart and we were at $2 and going down, people were like, oh no, it's going to turn around, it's going to go up. I'm like, no, it's going to go down. And I've been right every single step of the way to the bottom. So I'm still here calling 22 to 25 cents. So I haven't been wrong yet. And meanwhile, as we go down, when we turn and we go back up, how far are we going to go up? I've been calling this for a long time too, for almost getting darn close to a year, at least 10 months. I've been saying we are going to $13.25. And I've said this over and over and over again. Everybody's like, oh, maybe we could do $8. Remember all the psychics? You guys are into the woo-woo. Oh, yeah, we're going to go to $8. Have you seen it yet? Have you seen it yet? No. They didn't even call the drop that we're in right now. So I don't know what spirits they're talking about, but those spirits need to go back to rudimentary counting class and learn how to move a decimal and learn a little bit about how to read a calendar, because the spirit world is doing terrible about its calls, and I'm chastising that because I work in an advisory group with people that are spirits and mediums, and I kind of keep a social distance from most of that because I don't want that weirdness kind of thrust upon me. But I do as part of a consulting group, I do work with those type of people. I bring my little special tasks to bear in that group. However, none of them called this drop, but I did. And so even some of the most well-known psychics on YouTube just, we will have these pullbacks. This is not a pullback. This is a fucking crash, people. A pullback is 25-30%. We are so far past 30%, guys. Come on. When are you going to admit defeat and that you're making shit calls? We've had a number of you guys that know my history of this channel. I've had a number of people that call themselves psychics that have come onto this channel, copying my homework, and then all of a sudden Spirit World speaking and making predictions that I've made live on stream, and they're telling their group, and their group is taking it as gospel, and it's coming from this channel. And so I busted a couple of those guys doing that. But anyway, the point of bringing this whole thing up is this. These guys, be very careful. A lot of you guys are asking, what do you think of this psychic? What do you think of that psychic? Not much. Because unless you can give me a time like these pulse markers can, unless you can give me a level like these AI lines can, then not much is the answer I'm going to give you. Because this grid right here has beaten every stinking one of those psychics over and over and over again. Not boastful, not bragful, it's the truth. Every single one of them, not a one of them has beat Isis and Anubis. Not a single one of them. So, I do give some of them credit. But again, the thing about this, and the reason why I'm sidetracking this, and I want to bring this to the forefront, is I'm cognizant of the fact that you guys that are out there are looking at this stuff, and a lot of you guys are using money you probably shouldn't be using. I'm not going to fault you. I've been that broke before. I've done. You need that winning lottery ticket, and I walk a very fine line from giving financial advice to telling you, you might want to look at this one, But again, I'm not going to tell you, Monday at 5 o'clock, it's going to go north. Now, all you guys know that are fans of the live stream, I've called things that within 8 hours later, it pumps like a mother. Pancake was one of them. Reef was another one. I have a spooky good track record for hitting these things that go, because I do have my own abilities. But I'm not going to lean back on them and tell them that you guys should put your faith in it and stuff like that. I would never do that with you guys' money. I do take that very, very seriously. So when you guys are watching this, I'm giving you probabilities and possibilities, nothing more, nothing less. And so to me, it's just borders on the criminal when you guys, Yeah, anyone can have success in a bull market. So right now we're not in, we're in the bearish part of a bull market. So where are you now? There's a very sweet guy in the woo woo world, nice guy, epically wrong. Called Digibyte, flat on its face. Called XRP at $1, flat on its face. And it was supposed to pump any minute now. It went to 80 cents and rolled back and started diving. Yes, eventually they can come back around. So see, we almost hit $2. Well, no shit. Any monkey with a dartboard can do that, yeah, he's completely right. Anyone in a bull market, JW's completely right. Anyone can be, show me a down market. These calls, I've been calling these down strokes over and over and over again. Call me a down market. Show me how low can be. Then we'll talk. So the basis of this is why I'm bringing this in. And I'll get back on task here. Is I want you guys to be very careful in who you put your faith in. Use science, use data, use statistics. I mean, they'll never fail you. Rarely will it ever fail you. If it does fail, it's just because you're not reading the charts correctly. And so be very, very careful by who you put your faith in, because you really don't know who's giving these guys their information, and I don't want to see any of you guys wiped out financially. There's really no call for it. Listen to it, consider it, but don't trade on it. Bring in some real world stuff and some woo-woo stuff if that's your bend. But don't go all in on woo-woo calls, because history will bear out that it's not, and they'll tell you, when they're having a quiet moment, when they're having a fit of honesty, they'll tell you, hey, I miss a few, and I can't really get the time right, and maybe the decimal's off. I've heard all the excuses. So, but they're betting your money, and so don't let them. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. All right, so let's get back to the real world here. Let's use some stats and some data, and let's make some real world calls here. So, and let's talk Digibyte here for a little bit, because I can never get enough bashing in on this. So here's the call. I am calling this. Have been for a very long time. I'm sticking to my guns on this. What a day it'll be to come back on live stream and say, do my favorite thing in the whole world, which is to say, I told you so. Nothing like a good I told you so. Nothing. So here we are now, 19 days, and you guys know, generally speaking, something plays out. Usually it's very, very rare, for ISIS to put out a call like this that doesn't come to pass in, I'm going to say 30 conservatively, but 20 to 25 days is usually it plays out within about 3 to 5 days. 20, 18, 19, 20, that's a long time. But how many of these calls have I shown you just come out of nowhere and just, I didn't see that coming. We did. So we're getting close. So again, let's just look at the general narrative. Is this bullish to anybody watching this? Absolutely not. So when we finally capitulate and we fall, ping means told you so. That's the shorthand for I told you so. So that call came in. So there was a call right there. There was a call that came in. Hit it once, hit it twice, 3 times, 4 times in a row, 5 times actually. So this thing is no joke, man. When it makes a prediction, it not only does it make the prediction, but oftentimes you'll see a return to that prediction over and over and over again, which is a nice little bit of security built into the system. If you hit it once, if you're going to fall back down, you'll probably rebound off of it like we did here. Once, twice, and then we're forming kind of a roll up a little bit. But again, as long as we're inside this channel tucked in here, I'm not worried that this thing is going up. I don't hold any of this. I held quite a bit of it for a while. I'm just sick and tired of watching this thing just disappoint again and again and again and again. But where are we going from here? So if we're just taking a casual pull from here to this level, that's only 44%, guys. It's going to happen. Are we going to go further than this? No. This is not the bottom. This is going to happen. In fact, I don't do this very often. I'm going to be bold enough to say that. You guys know what that means. If I move it to a red, that increases odds of 80% or better. I'm that sure of this move. Now, I'm not saying you should short this, because we might go up again to the top of this channel. But before the dishes are done, this is what's going to be at the bottom of the sink, right down here. We are going to be down here and then continuing further. That's just what I see. That's just the data that's being output. So Theta Theta. Whoa, we're watching Theta. All right, so we got a little bit of a channel breakout here. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means we're just moved up a little channel. The general formation, and we can go back and put a different channel on this. So you see, oh my God, we broke out. It not generally that big of a deal. I mean, we can make channels till we're blue in the face. So this is just a channel, a indicator. But if I were being completely probably wanting to upgrade my channels a little bit, I always like to do the moves that give me the most touch off points and stuff like that. I'll get that out of here for right now. So not to belabor this too much. I mean, we've got calls going way down here. So Theta, we're looking down here, possibly $4, maybe even lower. I do have a best case scenario, and wouldn't that be grand to be able to buy Theta at $2? I'm not going to go on record right now and tell you that this is going to happen, but I'm telling you, I got all my eggs in that basket. Totally believe on that one. Actually, that should be yellow, as a matter of fact. I'm totally believing on 386 or 390, and conservatively on Theta. And if the whole rest of the market's going to go down, then this has to happen. It just does. Yeah, what's the call for Digibyte? Get out. I'll go back and look at that for you, Nazine. Hang on. Are you really buying Digibyte? Do you honestly? Don't waste your money on Digibyte, Nazine. You got better things to do with your money than that, don't you? I don't. I'm a believer in Digibyte in its application, but I'm a believer in all of these things. Digibyte will eventually get listed, and I'm gonna go conservative because I like to keep with the AI lens. 2.5 cents, Nazine. 2.5 cents. If you can get it cheaper than that, God bless you. But I mean, that's a pretty hellacious drop right there already. So, and we're basically going from this line just down ever since that call got put in there. I mean, it was somewhat bullish, and then it just kind of dipped, and then right there is where I gave the call. So yeah, we're 2.5 cents. Yeah, I'll do Sol here. Are you in XRP at all, Nazine? Are you in XRP or XLM at all? I know what you shared with me on your account. Are you really? Those two, I'm a little nervous for you. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sol, I like Sol, but if you're really, I know what your goals are. If you're really looking to turn a small bag into a large bag, Solana is a solidity coin. It's not a big growth coin. I would be pushing Reef towards you. I would be pushing, well, certainly XLM and XRP toward you. There's probably ZIL. I would take ZIL all day long over Digibyte all day long. ZIL, and I'll tell you, ZIL is kind of so the rest of you guys, ZIL is one that. Why do I always talk about ZIL? It's not that ZIL is the greatest thing. It's just just gut feeling. I think ZIL will turn around and be a good fast growth coin for you. Do you want to hold it for a long time? Probably not. Year and a half, 2 years maybe. But if you're looking for something that's solid, good, well backed, good team, will turn around, will rise, high price, I think ZIL is definitely probably in the top 5 that would do that. ZIL. And a Doge, yes, a Doge. I don't want to get too far off the mark here. I know you guys go back and listen to these videos. So I'm trying to stick one topic at a time. Good luck. That's never worked out well for me, but I need 5 people so I can carry on 5 conversations. I'll talk to all you at once. So that's just the way I am. All right, so Theta, basically that kind of gave you the goal. Okay, so let's talk about this. Theta and T-Fuel. Kind of a different narrative going on right now. So got this, there it is, not surprising me at all. So you guys know what a J-hook is. This is one of my little discoveries. A J-hook does this, basically. What it does is it fakes you into something. Now, where are we going to go? Probably going to go up about halfway what's anticipated. Could go up as high as this. I don't think we're probably going to go that high, but I would probably put it somewhere in this box right here. Okay. We probably should go up to about yay far, and then we're going to turn and go down. Maybe not necessarily in a J fat. We might go down and we might, wander down. But where I ultimately see us going is this is every bit as valid as it was when I put it in there. But what the exchanges just adore doing is they just adore throwing these halfway moves. In fact, I can tell you, I'll go back to my old bag of tricks here and I'll show you exactly what they are going to do. and you watch me be right. Okay, so what got me thinking like this? Okay, first of all, a triangle is a dead giveaway. When we see a triangle move, which is this right here, let's define our terms. What we have here is a bull pennant, okay? A bear pennant, sorry. Bear pennant. All right, so what should be in a perfect world, which we all live in, I'm sure you know that, is this. This movement right here, this is what we call a velocity move. This velocity move is picked up right here from armpit to flag post, okay? That's TA. That's not the grid. That's TA. Any moron that knows how to read, should be able to put it right there. Now, that being well, now the grids, the time cycle markers, the pulse, the grids, the unfair advantage grid, all that stuff like that, that's my doing. So what I'm doing is I'm plugging this in to this velocity into my grid. Now ISIS has not gone down there low enough to do those lines. Now eventually I'm probably going to tweak this a little bit to make it match one of these bronze lines when she starts drawing AI predictive probable target lines down here. But make no mistake about it, that general distance is going to be traversed. It's either going to be here or it's going to be here. Let me show you something interesting. If we just took this from here and we just said, okay, well, this is the end of it, it's going to go up. Look at where that line falls straight in confluence with. Maybe you guys can't see this because you're on a phone. This falls straight in line with that, and that. Interesting. But we are in a bear market right now. This is a bear formation right now. People who think they are the gods of TA that understand how this works goes, well, there it is. It's right there. Of course. So the exchanges are going to go, watch us screw these guys again. And here's what they're going to do. I'm going to take this and I'm going to show you. This is how a J-hook, which is one of my little discoveries, ends up working. It goes about 50% of a move right here. So what they do, and I have to kind of explain. I have to explain the psychology to you here. All right. So here's how this is going to work. Right to this line. If what I'm telling you plays out, it's going to play out either exactly like this or not at all. So what's going to end up happening? Let me get my stuff all tweaked around here so this makes sense. All right. So let's be Joe Lunchbucket TA investor. He's going to look at this thing because he read a trading book or he read something on the internet. Some dude taught him this on YouTube. He watched, he went to the University of YouTube, and all of a sudden he's a master trader because now he knows all the basic formations. He's going to look at this and he's going to say, okay, well, this is a flagpole. This is the velocity. He doesn't call it a velocity. That's my terminology. This is the distance that a flagpole should drop right down here. So I'm going to do a short. And I'm going to short this right here. And so what TradingView is they're going to see a bunch of people shorting, and they're going to go, watch us wipe these idiots out again. What they're going to do is they're going to do this. They're going to come in and they're going to go halfway up. First of all, they're going to go about a quarter of the way up to a quarter point right there. Now, this is a triangle. That is very clearly, and they'll go about 2 candles up. They'll break that formation enough to convince people, oh shit, and they're going to get people getting out of their positions. What happens? Question. What happens when people get out of their positions? That's when the exchanges make their money. They just got everybody to basically give up their positions because now they're not so sure that it's going down, are they? They ran it up a quarter of the way. So now what's the next thing that people always end up doing? Let's zoom in and really talk turkey here a little bit. What's the next thing that people do? They generally wait for a little bit to happen, then they take a new position, don't they? So now they've got the position that they entered in right here, spent the money with the exchange once. Cha-ching, number one. They exited, or they thought they were going down. They exited that position when it started to prove out not to vet out the way they thought. Cha-ching, sale number 2. They sold out their old position. They got you twice. Now they're going to get you again 2 more times. Watch this. They're going to get people who go, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to long now. They're going to get you to take another position. Cha-ching, they just got you a 3rd time. Now you're in a position, let's call it, or let's just say you jumped in here because you thought, okay, well, I guess we're going to go up. So you're trying to leverage. Let's not even talk about leverage. They're going to nail you a 4th time there. But so now they get this like this. Now, how does a J-hook work? J-hook works like this, and it's happened so many stinking times. It's sickly predictable. It works like this. They'll get you to go up half the distance of what the velocity should be, and then they slam you. Now, let me go back and put a finer point on this and explain to you what I mean by half. Anyone trading would assume a level right here, just broadly speaking, right there. They would assume this is the did. So what they're counting their money before it happens is to go from here to here and go, oh well, yeah, I can make 34%. The hell you can. No exchange is going to give you money that easy. I'm telling you this much right now. No exchange is going to let that be that obvious that they're not going to steal your money and just steal it not once, not twice, not 3 times, 5 or 6 times. They're going to steal it. So let me finish my thought here and show you why I'm right about this, because I've seen this probably happen 20, 30 times this month alone. So what happens here is this. So now what do we, four times getting your butt handed to you? Okay, so let's take this back out here. So you've taken this position, all right? So now you're in position number, so you bought, you sold, and then you bought back in. Now we're ready to go up again. And now it starts to curve, and all of a sudden now you're feeling the doubts, and now we're jiggling down a little bit, and then we start to turn. You go, oh crap, and you get liquidated a little bit. Now they might throw a spike on you and liquidate you right there, but a lot of people are having a come to Jesus moment right here, where they're like, this is not going to happen, so they sell again. Cha-ching, got you again. Those folks that want to ride the ride, cha-ching, they nailed you and liquidated you right there because you thought it was going to go up and they took it. So the J-hook is a very, 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 very real thing. Very real thing. I've never heard it. It's just something I've discovered over watching. Never heard it discussed. Never heard it been termed that way. Never heard it even been somewhat mentioned in any trading video by anyone. But you watch it happen. It happens almost ridiculously dependable. It is ridiculously dependable how often it happens. So anytime you see anything forming a triangle, just automatically expect that it's going to happen, because usually with probability of odds, 85% of the time, give or take. So what am I seeing for this? Well, I'm going to leave that arrow there just for fun. But what I ultimately expect, and again, we have to get back to the broader narrative. What is really going on here? Are we going up? Or are we going down? Well, we're going down. I mean, the broader narrative is we're going down. So why are we talking about going up? Well, we can still go up in a down market. So let's get our old friend the channel out here, and let's try to make sense of the things that I'm telling you. So if we go from here to, I don't know, let's go from about here to here. And let's take it down here. Let's see if we can make any sense of this. Okay, so if I'm telling you that our new drop is, so I'm pasting a new channel over potential moves, and I'm trying to narrate some sense in this. Now, so we're assuming that we'll drop. We'll call this new bottom the bottom of the triangle. Now let me do something very interesting. Let's carry this right across to past resistance. I don't know what I'm about to find here, but it's not going to surprise me. Sure enough. Look what happens. We come up into this channel, we ride right across it, and we go up. So I'm sorry if you guys are on phone, you can't see, but it's so funny to see past historical resistance interact with new activity. But you can see if we came up, we had a very defined moment right there. We're right on the line that would be hypothetically right there, and we take off. And so let's get back here to some cleaner ground, and let's talk a little bit more about what's going on inside of this. Now, you guys know I talk about channels, but I really like my half channels, because my half channels tell me what's ultimately going on inside of a channel. So a half channel, if we're to look at this, a half channel, you probably can't see this baby blue line. Let me change color just a little bit here, darken this up, something that makes sense. Let me switch up to another color there we go. Okay, well, maybe that did something, maybe it didn't, I don't know. Okay, so you should see a light blue line running right through the middle of this right here. Now that light blue line represents the half channel of what I just put a full channel. So here's the top, 1 interaction, 2 interactions, good enough. 1 interaction, potentially future interaction. Not a strong case for a channel, but good enough for this case. But what excites me and gets me on point here is the half channel. We're getting massive interaction with the half channel. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7 in the half channel. So this is a legitimate thing. This half channel, most of our action was in the half channel. We dipped below it, we came back up, we retested again. So at best, we don't have to always revisit the top of the channel. So if you look at where this line is, it's straight in confluence with past historical resistance right here. So if I might be coming at you guys kind of like a hurricane here, but just understand this is exciting stuff for me. I like to be able to prove my theories. So you're seeing past historical resistance. I can go back and show you even more. So we are going to come up. If we come up, strike that, roll, and drop. If in a perfect scenario. All right, so let's back out of that. I'm going to go back about 20 steps here and turn this back to yellow. Okay, so if we are to do the J-hook, so we're watching, and again, this is going to play out on multiple channels, but we're talking about Theta here. So Theta, to put a real T-fuel, T-fuel, bottom of that channel is 18 cents. 18 cents. Now, does that mean that T-fuel is done? No. But if we start getting down into the 18-cent range, then you're talking about a price where I wouldn't mind buying in. As I said, anything below 25 cents starts to make sense. Anything below 20 makes much more sense. Anything below 20 is yeah, it's definitely, yeah, I'll do Solana here next. So anyway, that's kind of where we're headed with this. Just wanted to kind of show you some proof of concept here. So let's go ahead and take a look at Solana. Solana's kind of doing pretty well in the comparison to a lot of things. I'm just going to hit a few of these things because we're already getting close to 10:30 p.m. my time. So I'm going to do the big ones here real quick. Good Lord, I can't find my own stuff here. There we go. That thing just kind of breezes right by me. Now, Solana, again, really everything I just told you, same holds true. That arrow right there, nothing new. Nothing new. This is exactly the same thing. So we're in the short term, where I expect to have happen with Solana is when this thing goes down. We've got a velocity move here that needs to play out. So when it does, we're going to be probably looking at a return to this half line right here, which makes perfect sense to me. So be watching for that. Now be watching for the return into this. The first thing we're watching for is a return into this downward channel. So, but when we get into that channel, it'll be this, then it'll be this, and right on down from there. So let's go ahead and hit the most important financial news of the day. Doge. Again, we're outside of that orange channel, and but look at the interaction. On the micro level, we are out of it. We're back in it. So we're inside of the channel. Actually, this should be moved up a little bit, but we are clearly inside underneath the AI line. So now let's take a look at the newest indicator we've just added. What does that tell you by what I just taught you? She's going down, guys. There's your first indicator that it's going down. We can see the coming together. What happens when it crossed over positive? Whoosh, it went up. Now it's starting to lose steam, starting to come together. We are red, could roll to a second red session. So this is getting bearish. This is bearish. This is bearish. 1, 2, 3. Our Bollinger Band is pinching. That's a good sign. Our alligator's rolling green under. All 5 indicators are lining up. The stars are pushing this thing down. Doge is going down. And the same thing's going to apply to this. So we're still watching for basically, really honestly, I'm going to revise this a little bit. I always like to stay on point with the most recent calls. Not a humongous drop, 19%. Look at that span. That was easily 27% drop. So from where we're at to the top of this yellow box, judging by what I'm looking here, I think we're going to hit the top of the yellow box, and we're going to ping around, drop in, capitulate through it. So we've got to call it the top of the box and call it the bottom of the box. But we've still got far more to go here. So if we're still just to go down 50%, I'm just pulling a percentage from there. Just to go down 50% puts you down here, micro. So as this gets lower, there's just too many zeros, and as this gets lower, we're going to we'll discuss this. So is Rich going to go in? So you guys that are new to the live stream, we have an investor that's legendary in our Discord. And by the way, if you guys would like to join our Discord, we'd love to have you. I'll just go ahead and do a little quick pitch on that. Join us at the unfairadvantage.chat. We are going to be giving away 5,000 VeChain to one lucky winner, and all you got to do is just be a member of the unfairadvantage.chat. That's our crypto Discord group. It's free to join. And if you guys would like to get in on the predictive charting that I'm using right now, powered by ISIS and Anubis, our AI-powered bots, you can do that at VeCharts.com. And so Crypto Rich is one of our superstar investors. He buys nothing but Doge. Started with $150,000. He's now over almost $10.25 million. inside of, I don't know, about 4 months, something like that. I've lost track. Less than half a year, let's just say that. Paid off his house, paid off his credit cards, bought a ridiculously expensive Porsche, took it out, wrecked it. Got it fixed, pouted about it, moved on with his life. No, Rich is a good guy. Rich is a good guy. He's definitely revolutionized his life, but he specializes in trading nothing but Doge using our charts. He has no other form of information other than the chart that I'm showing you right here. This is it. Made $10 million using $10.25 million using nothing more than the information you're seeing right here. And, just listening to the live streams, listening to the charts, joining. And he started as a bronze and I guess moved his way all the way up to, up to the VIP elite of diamond, as he well should. So this was him and a couple other guys. They cashed out to the tune of $2.9 million. Net, baby. Net. Nothing but net. So, so the answer to the question is he going to get back in? Shh, can't get this place. This thing's like crack. You think he's going to stop? No, he's not going to stop. He's going to, oops, sorry. Did it again, didn't I? Hang on just a second. There we go. Doge. So, I'm sorry. I've got 5 screens here that have got information and stuff like that. So there we go. So yeah, so basically Doge right here, he started on Doge in 2.9 million, like I was saying. So yeah, he's going to get back in again. But this is the last buy-in that he did right here. And I really honestly, I expected to go much, much lower. And so to him, and I know he listens, he doesn't participate in the chats. I know he's here tonight. So to him and all of you, I see no reason why this price we are currently in makes any sense from an investment standpoint. If the rest of the market's going down, then we've got a call here, right here at 20 cents, 20 and some change. Not the end of the story, but to buy in at this current level makes absolutely no sense. To go back into the last buy-in level he was in as 33%. So, but I do firmly believe that we have a little potato chip marker down here that's going to go much, much, much lower, and that percentage from where we're at, it's roughly about, I'm just going to say roughly about 50-60%. The closer we get, the more defined. I'll be on future live streams talking about it. This isn't going to happen overnight while you're sleeping, so don't worry about missing this target because we're not there yet. We're going to get there fast, like a snowball rolling down a hill, but we're not there yet. So we'll be able to see this coming, or at least I will be. I'll be doing VIP live streams. So by the way, you guys that are not a member of Gold, not a member of Platinum, on the Discord, if you guys subscribe to a higher level of charts over on VeCharts, we let you in on what we call a VIP live stream that I do for free for the VIP people in Gold, Platinum, and up. So I'm going to be trying to do those every single day now. So don't wait for the free information on YouTube because love you guys that are out there trying to better your lives and trying to do what you can with what little you got. But those of you that have the means and are just being cheap bastards, I'm speaking to you because you need a good speaking to. Don't use yesterday's newspaper to forecast tomorrow's rainstorm. Okay, you know what I'm saying by that, right? Don't use yesterday's information to forecast tomorrow's events. Doesn't work. You'll get close, but close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. If you're going to put your money somewhere, use the proper tools, get the proper information, subscribe to the charts and hear what I have to say and everybody else has to say, and the relevant information that gets down to the 5-minute mark. Things happen in 5 minutes that can wipe you out. If you're using old information that you got on YouTube last week and going back and, well, he said on Thursday this, by Friday, shit, it's a whole different ball game. So you got to have current charts, current information, be in a group where there's always somebody awake on the Discord that's posting or watching charts. So you've got a support group. That's why we call it crypto therapy. What we do is crypto therapy. We bring in all the sick and the broken and we try to fix them. Doing a pretty good job of straightening, banging the dents out to some of you guys. But we always got a new crop of broken people that come in. So I've told you, I don't mind the job. It's fun getting you guys ironed out and get all the wrinkles pressed out. That's my job. Crypto laundry, crypto therapy, whatever you want to call it. That's my job. But I will tell you that right now, broadly speaking in the market, still not time to buy, as far as I'm concerned. Do what you want to do, but if I had money burning a hole in my hot little pocket or my hot little hand, I would not be putting it down. Would not be throwing it down right now. We're we're not ready for it yet. You'll know, undeniably you'll know. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bancor real quick. Bancor is going to be one of those fast flip, easy, quote unquote, easy money deals. Anything below this line right here, I start getting interested in, and we do have lower targets than that. Got to go back and find them, but we're watching for this mark right here, and so not that long from now, we're going to be knocking on that. That's only 18% drop. I want to be in this channel heading on down here in the $2 range, because this one here is going to be a moneymaker. Quick. And I caution using this term because I know there's always a bunch of people that like to point fingers and shit talk. This one, by my estimation, by the history that I've observed, is a fast churn moneymaker. You can't call it anything but that because it's got a history of proving that I'm exactly right by making that assertion. Good night, Henry. Glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining us, brother. So I'm going to be logging off here in just a second too. So, but anyway, as far as this goes, this is one that you guys probably that kind of just need to get a leg up on the crypto world. This would be one I would probably not caution. I would not hesitate to say you probably better take a look at this. So, so really not a lot to go to say. I just kind of like to be on stream. I know you guys like to hear the sound of my voice and whatnot, and like to know what's going on and see if I have any change of opinion. Answer is no, I don't. But we're going to be watching. So this next less than 100 hours, I mean, we're looking at, here we are, 10:30 p.m. Chicago time. It's now midday in China and midday Monday in China. So we've got definitely less than 100 hours left in this month. So should be interesting, guys. So until tomorrow, I'm going to be on VIP for the VIP subscribers and the gold and the platinum and on up. So if you guys want the nightly live streams that I'm doing lately, please be sure to join them over at VeChain.com. Get in on the gold package or above, and you can get all my live streams that I'm doing. And meanwhile, we're going to be stepping back on here with Crypto Chat tomorrow with Red Bear, where we're not going to be talking charts. We're just going to be talking technical stuff. And so look for that, the same time slot as tonight. And until I'm back in the treehouse and the bomb shelter, be safe, be good, and be good at it. Peace and hair grease, baby.